There we go. Cool. Shows that I'm watching myself. It's probably kind of weird. Hey there, Mitch. How's it going? Yeah, the LCD went out. Created some holes in some objects. I'm not exactly sure. This is the second unit, and I ran this one maybe, I don't know, what did I do? Maybe 25 prints, maybe a couple 100 hours, I guess. I bought this one to do a project, and got the project done, thankfully, I guess, looking back at it. And then I went and started doing some other stuff, started trying out some of the water-based resins. And then I started playing with the other stuff and started getting holes in them. I don't know if you're going to be able to see these on. Oh yeah, it's easy to see there. As it focuses. There's a hole there in his cheek. Another one up by the eye here. And a big one in the middle of his nose where it's not supposed to be. And if I'm lucky, I can learn left, right, back, and forth here. You can see it goes pretty far down. The other little dots you see here are just the supports inside, which is one of the downsides of a translucent resin. But if you notice the bottom, those holes don't go all the way through to the bottom. Getting a weird double echo here in my ear. Oh, I know why. There we go. That'll help. Stop listening to Twitch and YouTube that are running in the background. Betcha that'll help. I'm still kind of new at this stuff. And then this one's another one where it shot that hole right down through the top. And another one. Where is it? Right there. Another one there. Settle down. A lot of focus in a second. But again, it doesn't go all the way through. So I don't know if it was failing at the point, because I did this one, I think, first, then the dragon one. But again, it doesn't go all the way through. And on this one, it should, if you could see it, it should go down through the bottom in here. And there's just a little mark there, but it only goes part way down into here. So I think it was failing at that point, that the pixels were starting to die. And as soon as there's a dead pixel, it leaves holes because there's nothing to cure the resin there. So, but it kind of confused me because I expected when it failed, it would go like all the way through, right from the panel right up. But it doesn't seem to. And I don't know if that's because of the longer exposures on the base layers, that they have more time to flow in, and there's enough noise there that it just happens to cure it, or what. But I believe it's because of the LED's heat. I don't think it's because of the pulling it back off the off the glass. But I'm not sure, but I sent them pictures and a video clip of what I was seeing, and Elegoo was great. They promptly sent me a replacement right here, and it's been here for over a week now, a couple of weeks probably, and I'm just getting around to doing it now because I want to use the printer again, so I thought I better do it, and might as well turn on the cameras while I'm doing it. Good evening, Ryan. How's Mr. Buttram tonight? I've got the YouTube video of how to do this playing over here, man, and the guy's like done already while we've been talking. So yeah, this one at the time that it failed was only a couple months old. And I don't know, I didn't expect them to send me one. I just wanted them to verify which part I had to get. I'd already ordered 2 spare screens at the time because they happened to have them on Amazon.ca that week. So I'd already ordered them. And so I was ready to do it anyways. And then they said, yeah, we'll send you one. I'm like, we'll send you the parts you need. I'm like, okay. So instead of telling me what I wanted, they just sent me stuff. So I had to wait till it got here to make sure that's what I figured out was what it was. And what they sent me was where is this camera anyways? Bring it over here a bit. They sent me this, which came with what looks like another glass panel. Don't know exactly where that goes because they don't show you what to do with that in the videos that I've been watching. So it's nice to have a spare anyways. I don't know if that's over the piece above it or what, but anyways, it's a spare glass something. And then they sent, can't do that one from here. Don't have a button for this one yet. Pause for just a second. Hey there, Jordan, how's things? Thanks for stopping in, everybody. So here's what they sent me. They sent me this piece of glass with plastic protector on it and the replacement panel, which is pretty thin. It's got some interesting scuffs on the back already. That's kind of concerning. But I guess we'll see how it goes. How convenient, a place to put it. And a bunch of pieces of tape, potentially 2-sided, maybe. I don't know what to do with those. I don't know what to do with that. There's nothing else in here. There were no instructions included. So I've gone to their YouTube channel, and it shows you the basics of how to take this thing apart. This one's the red one, the black and red one. I've got the silver and orange too. That's the one I bought first. Didn't care what color they were, just whatever they sent me. In fact, the first one was orange, was pretty cool, but I don't think I even had color choice that day. I can't remember. It was a while ago. So let's get started. That was interesting. It says that a QC passed on this one. Maybe not. That's right. I'll take it apart. If you could take your stuff apart recently and get it back together, I'm sure I can. This thing hasn't run in probably a month, and I can still smell the resin as I take the cover off. Move it into the camera zone here a bit. Try to get less of my fatness in the picture. One of the tips I got from somebody early on was to put a couple of pieces of tape along the side of the screen on the masked out black part on the sides to stop the FEP from having as good a chance to get a good suction against the glass. So far that's worked. It's the other reason I don't think that any damage to the screen was done by the pressure on the FEP, but hey, you never know. So I guess we'll just start taking it apart. Is this a good camera view for this, the front on shot for this part? It's smell-o-vision, man. It's smell-o-vision. Or maybe that's it. You can still see the top view as well. And me. And I'm just going to skip ahead in their video. It's interesting. In their video here, which is really hard to control because they jump through things really fast. Like their whole thing takes 7 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's going to take me more than 7 bloody minutes to do this. I need a jog backwards button for this. If only. It's interesting. On their video, they show this panel as being the older version LCD. So they sent me an old one. So I hope it's the one that matches. If not, I'll have to go find the other ones that I bought and figure out if I have one that'll match the one that's actually in here. And just as an extra note, in case people were, well, I started later than I thought, and then I wasn't really ready to go. But tonight I'm also no left arrow key on an iPad, sir. Sorry. Guess I could move it over to the other monitor here, so that wouldn't hurt. Probably be smart for this, wouldn't it? Good thing one of us is smart. Thanks for Jordan. Hopefully no videos will start playing full blast. Hey, when you type Elegoo Mars, my live video comes up in the list. And it's probably just Geo. Good, it's already muted. See if this machine can take that. It's holding on. We've got a total of 6 viewers, and I'm only 2 of them. Yay. 3 generations of motherboards. We'll just play along and see what happens here. I'm going to give myself a little bit extra light so I can see what's going on. And away we go. We've got real ones for that. First thing we're going to do is, I believe, if I remember right, I like the way it shows you all the parts before it shows you how to take the thing apart. Yeah, we're just going to take these off. So what's everybody else been up to tonight? Anybody wants to jump in? The link's up there to jump into StreamYard. Theoretically, with the newer version of StreamYard, I'll hear a little ding like Avon calling, and I'll let you in. I'd like to try that out too. We're also doing simultaneous streaming to YouTube and Twitch to try it out. Don't put all the eggs in one basket these days, you know. This cord's really annoying. Need to find some way to clip it to the back of my head or something. Just glue it. Not do that. Theoretically, I think that's all we do there. Man, he does those screws so much faster than I do. Thank you for fast forward there, buddy. Yep. Should just pull on out of there. That's what they say. Took the right ones out. That's always a good start. Yep. Yep, you just... Come on. There he is.
Oh, hey.
Good evening, sir. Thanks for jumping in.
Oh, it's always nice when you can talk to somebody.
Now, where do you show up on the... Okay, so we show up that way. Oh, yeah, that'll work. If we do that. It's not the one I wanted. So you don't get that option, do you?
No, keep me small.
How's that?
Oh, that's smooth.
Another thing I wish they'd change a little bit, but all in time. They've made lots of changes in the last few weeks. So, how big of a hammer should I use to knock this thing apart?
Medium.
You've been busy all week.
Me?
What have you been working on?
All these.
Now I've gone and put you in the wrong size box. Darn it.
It's okay. I'm in a small box.
How do I get you to that box? Solo layout. Ha, look at that. You'd think they planned this stuff or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I've been working on these.
Ah.
And this one. They're all currently printing.
I cannot say that here, that's for sure.
And the Mars. Yeah, I'm half tempted to pull out the wood printer and see what I can do, but it's got stuff in the way.
But are you maybe thinking that, you don't want to push your luck?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm doing a spool holder now for the new i3 setup. I got a new hot end assembly carriage made for it and everything.
Cool.
Did new Marlin and TMCs on the A10. Haven't done anything else really to it. I think I'm going to move the screen from that side to that side, though. Did the SKR Mini E3 board on the Ender. That was actually far too easy for my liking. And then obviously the full big rebuild.
Wow. You've had a good week.
It's been more than a week. It's been like a month of working on everything altogether, but this week was SKR board, finishing up the i3.
Jeez.
But you might want to switch back to you. No one wants to see me while you're fixing up the printer.
That's okay. I'm not really being successful, but thanks for the heads up. That's the part I forget in this.
Yeah.
Wow. Tolerances are tight, I'll give them that. And they tell you to...
It's a good thing they didn't send you that LCD.
What's that?
It's a good thing they didn't send you that LCD screen. Instead, they sent you the right one. It would have been pretty funny if they sent you the touch screen as opposed to the LCD panel.
That would have been nice. Yeah. It's got fingerprints on it and everything. I think I used it. It's also got... Oh, maybe I know why it's stuck now.
Got resin in the crack.
You figure? You think maybe? Wonder which way it went. It came in the front. It has slopped over or dripped down the front a couple of times. Taking stuff out of these, you know.
I put the vat in yesterday. Yeah, and I put it in, got it all set up, started printing, let it print for a little bit, and then walked away, went to bed. When I came back, I had nothing on the printer, like on the plate. I was like, oh, that sucks. There's just a little tiny pile of it in the bottom of the bed and in the bottom of the vat, so I cleaned it all out. When I went to go pull the vat out first, I realized when I stuck it in, it was sitting up on the locking screw, not against the locking screw. So my vat was sitting like this a little bit in there. And so then I just re-leveled it real quick because I think I screwed something up. So it's printing better now anyway, so can't hurt.
Well, I know which color resin it was now.
Orange?
Yeah. No, it's actually kind of yellowy. So it might not even be resin. It might be oil, actually, from something. My yellow is opaque. It's not transparent like that. So I've got the Soraya Tech, whatever it is, their fluorescent yellow color.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't opened it yet. So let's try another one.
This is just the Anycubic green that I'm using right now. I switched off from that Polymaker stuff, or Poly Juice.
Yeah, is that the water stuff?
Yep.
What did you think of that overall?
I think if I had a better color, I might like it better. The
color was yours.
Reddish.
Oh, okay.
Here, let me grab some. It's actually like a really nice, like peachy skin tony.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see that.
They probably make it for a particular reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, this is a good peachy skin tone color. It's just not. I'm not a peachy skin tone printer person.
No.
I'm a bright color, shiny objects. Make it pretty. Make it shareable.
Yep. Get some attention.
Jay sent me a message earlier. He's like, "Wow, you've really been tweeting, haven't you?" And I said, "I don't understand what you're talking about." The metric thing came out, as it always does. It was 118,000 retweet reach this week. This week.
He was not incorrect, in other words.
No, he was not. I can't say that I've been a busy beaver that way. I think it has been busy.
I'm taking a step that they don't mention, but there's 2 screws in the top that look like they hold the top down here. I wonder if I loosen these a little bit, if maybe it'll let some of the pressure. Look at that. Won't clamp the damn thing down so hard. Shouldn't be anything under the back.
Yeah, but there's nothing holding it in otherwise, right? So they got to hold that in.
Almost lost my dog treat earbuds. What's that? Sorry?
They do have to hold those panels in somehow. So yeah, a few screws and.
For sure, the screws would have been more than enough, in my opinion. But what do I know? Well, if nothing else, this is a good time to take a look at the inside of these things.
Really nothing to them, eh?
Not a whole heck of a lot.
Realistically, yeah, there's going to be a heat sink and a cooling fan for the LCD panel, a stepper driver, and a board.
Light source with a big heat sink down here. a fan under it. That's probably what makes all the noise.
I don't think the light source isn't down there. That's just the fan and the heatsink. That funnel is just a fan shroud.
Is it?
I think so. Because the LCD panel is literally like you're gonna set the new
Yeah,
panel.
but the light source is
top
down here, isn't it?
No.
Like the panel doesn't create the UV light. It's just it's the same as an iPad screen or a calculator, like anything.
Oh, maybe the array you're talking about is down there. Right.
Hey, Robbie Mac, how's it going?
The mask.
Oh, he's an expert. He just replaced the photon screen.
Photon screen. I got one of those, but screen's working fine.
Safety tip: order a spare when you see them on Amazon in our country.
I know. I gotta get another FEP. And I hate that
those too.
I hate that they don't sell them in like multi-packs.
Elegoo sells a 4-pack of their plastic trays with FEPs in them, and you can replace the FEP as well, by the looks of it.
Well,
but good luck finding them. They're always out of stock. But
yeah, and I don't think
we have to check every couple of days, and you'll hit them. But put them in your favorites list because they'll fit.
Will they fit?
Yep, photons and Elegoos are the same. You think they planned it or something? The screens are not exactly the same. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Oh, see? There you go. Robbie Max says his was labeled both. And he says, yes, the light source is at the bottom of the funnel with a heat sink under it.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So that's the part that generates all the heat.
Yeah, Elegoo's got a two-piece FEP kit. I don't know how much it is, though, right? That's the thing, is the Photon one is $25 for one.
Yeah, I ordered I think I've got the 2-piece FEP replacement sheets. When you bought yours, did you have the deal where you could send them your receipt and get? Oh, you can't. It's not an Elegoo. Never mind. Elegoo had a deal where when you bought your unit, you could send them your order number on Amazon, and they'd send you a free FEP sheet. So I sent both my numbers and got 2. That's where mine came from.
I didn't.
As I think it through farther.
Right, so.
No, you probably don't have access to the Elegoo free ones that way.
The Elegoo screen is only $26, but yet the FEP is $25. Like, it's silly.
I bought mine as insurance, and it didn't work out because
their plastic resin tanks are very interesting to me.
I've been using them. Mine have been sitting there on purpose. I've got the water-based stuff in one of them, and I've got Soraya Tech Orange in the other one. And they've been sitting there for better part of a month now, with no signs of any problems. I took 2 of them out and filled them, used them, and just left them sitting there with the covers on in the dark. But
that's good.
You got 5 months. I got about 2 months out of mine, Robbie Mac. It was about 2 months I got, and I probably did. Well, I know I did 20 to 25 prints on it, probably. Maybe let's call it 20, because I did 50 prints for somebody, and I bought this one after I'd started the project to get it done to meet their time frame. So, which paid for it. And
I wish that they didn't. I wish that wasn't a consumable.
So there's always a weak spot in everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that until the Phenom was announced, and when Pia Pauli came right out and said, be aware that you're going to be buying $100 screen every once in a while, because that's the fail part in these, because they burn out.
Yeah.
I've adjusted my settings on mine, so I put a cooling cycle in mine, so that between each layer it just sits there for, I forget, I'm going to say 10 seconds or so. Just lets it cool down a bit before it goes again. I don't know if that's going to help, but hey, I'm going to try, right? I also should be keeping better track of how many, like with this one, I think I'll start keeping track of how many prints I did on it and how many hours it ran, just to see how long they really last.
I have no idea how many hours I've run on things or any of it. Like I just stuff's running 24/7 sometimes, and it's hard to keep track of how long one thing has been going.
Yeah, I only know because I did that 50-part run and I had them both running, at the same time. I was running like better part of 3 a day because it was taking just under 8 hours to do each one. So I was trying to time it out. There was a couple times I got up in the middle of the night to make their deadline still. And with some room in case a couple screwed up, which they did. And so, yeah, I don't know, there could be more on it, I guess. I think of it that way. But anyways. Robbie Max says he's let resin sit 2 weeks. I know I've let it sit longer than that before. The Elegoo light blue stuff, I've let it sit a long time till it starts to kind of curdle. You can see it separating. Then I just stir it up with a silicone Betty Crocker thing from the dollar store, little spatula. And I just slowly stir it and just stir it around. And then away it goes. Let it run, pour some more in and top it up, see what happens. And he said TK's let his sit for 3 months and forgot it was full.
You're nuts.
But
that's crazy.
That's what, letting it sit?
Yeah, just letting it
depends
sit.
What you're doing, I guess. I know, I got stuff just sitting, but it's normal for me. Okay, what's my next steps I'm supposed to be doing? I'm getting behind here. Maybe I'll let this part play in real time so I can see what they did, because his still shots are not helping me. Take the cover off. Do a bunch of screws. Not sure why we're taking the board out unless the connector's on the back somewhere. Guess it is, don't see it. Yep, there it is. It's on the back. All right, so we don't really take it out. Just, all right. Take the screws out. Well.
Yes.
Take those out.
You'd be proud of me, Mike. I made a spreadsheet with all the filament in it.
All right. Here's one thing I always thought I would do when I started this world, was that I would weigh all the spools when they were brand new, and then I would weigh the empty spools, and then I'd know how much, the next time I used that same brand, I could weigh a spool that was partly used and know how much filament was left. What a great idea, eh?
Just eyeball it.
I made the spreadsheet. I put some numbers in it for full spools. Haven't really emptied many spools. When they get close, I just put them off to the side.
Yeah. I put down if it was open, full, and then I would just put down like how much I think is on it, like 50% of the spool, or 80% of the spool, or brand new, it's just open. And yeah, it was a pain in the butt because I had to go through it all and figure it all out.
Another interesting thing, the adjustable feet. I never really worry much about mine. It's close enough to level.
I think you only got to worry about that if it's like really off level, right? Like,
or if you're really filling your vat right up and it'll flow out over one edge. Otherwise, okay, I don't see the difference. The thing pushes down against the screen, it shoots the picture, it goes up and comes back down.
As long as there's enough liquid underneath. Now, if you're wicked tilted, you're not going to have enough.
Or if you're running it real dry, or
yeah,
depends, or if you've overfilled it. But I've come close with that. I've got it too full one time when I was trying to do the dinosaur parts, and I filled it up one time and overdid it. It was a bit fuller than I wanted it to be, And when the platen came down, it was pretty close. So I watched that one for a couple of rounds. But these things are like there's an inch plus of screw on these. Like usually when they have adjustable feet, they're usually not quite enough to get it level whenever I'm doing anything like, dishwashers and dryers and stuff. Seems like they're never quite enough to get it level in my world. So I always got to put something under it, but just funny. Now this part.
You know what would be great is if I could plug this thing into a hot Raspberry Pi, which you can't.
You can, just no reason to. I picked up at Costco, they had 2 of these extremely off-brand little smart switches and just plugs.
Yeah.
2 for $20. I went, all right, I'll give them a shot. I was going to use them with the Christmas lights, but so I think after Christmas I'll put them on these. But
I mean, just for sending files to the Photon and everything, it'd be really nice.
Oh, it would be great if you could, but
integrated. It is not. But the nice part is there's no warm-up time. The downside is you can't see the first layers, so.
But the plus side is you don't have to feel guilty about not watching the first layer.
No. But I did find today, though, what I did is I let it get to about 2%.
Yeah.
And then I hit pause. It raises the bed up out of the vat, and I could make sure that stuff was sticking. And then I just, sticking, it's good, keep going.
Well, now that you've done it, I won't have to feel as brave.
Yeah. At least the Anycubic Photon, if you hit pause, it lifts up and then comes back down.
So when I do it and it screws up front, I'm going to go, darn, you steered me wrong. Yeah,
it's
wrong
a Mars
pointer.
thing. No, I said Anycubic Photon.
I know. I caught the disclaimer. It made me think. It's like, oh yeah, different world.
I know. Okay, I'm going to go grab a drink real quick.
I'm not going to do anything except try not to touch too many pieces here as I pull this off.
You should be wearing gloves with all the LCD and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Any oils will cook, bake a light, and you'll fry a light or something if you touch it.
Yeah, the guy in the video isn't.
Yeah, well, he doesn't care. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Yep. Let's leave that and try and take it out. Okay, what else is happening here? Hey there, Clutch 2827. Yes, it would be nice to put some quieter fans in these. I run mine in downstairs bathroom, so they certainly aren't as loud as the exhaust fan is in that bathroom, so it doesn't bother me upstairs at all. Other than that, other than working on these, the only time I'm in that room is for a shower. So 3D Medic Vince night. Thanks for stopping in. We've got 7 people. I need to be able to do the count voice from Sesame Street. Take off my high-tech tape. Did I read somewhere that somebody uses Kapton tape for that? I don't know if anybody would have heard it. I have some. I bought some for another project a while back, and I've still got some. So here, I'll clean the screen before I send it in, before I throw it out. Okay, now comes the fun part. They tell you to get underneath that edge. This is stuff I have only taken one piece out of this package before. One of those kits for doing phone screens and stuff. I used it once before. All right, so theoretically now we just go around here and just kind of work under the edge. It just did a weird little breaky thing. So that's always good. That's the green one. The green one's got the bent nose on it. Well, I hope this piece is not going back in because it's breaking up around the edges. Yeah, looks like I'm throwing this piece out, I hope, at the end. Yeah, packing tape, yep. Yeah, could do that. Conveniently, there's a heat gun right here.
There.
Oh, much better now.
Much better. Part of the right
official.
team now. I'm officially part of Team Orange.
Why is my dog dancing around upstairs? That can't be good.
Because the dog probably had to do what I just did.
No, she was out just a while ago, assuming that you did what I thought you were going to do. Okay, I will mute myself for a minute so Jordan can...
I'll sing and dance for everyone. Three photons. That's pretty lucky.
There we go. Let's see if that helped. Nope. Not talking on the phone right now. Sorry.
Did you have to get a special toolkit for that, or did it come with what you needed?
No, I already had this stuff. This is
Screen repair.
Screen repair kit. You know. Oh, the screen's just totally coming apart.
Well, you don't care. It's garbage anyways.
Yeah, I just don't really want to taste a lot of broken glass things.
Put some packing tape on the top of it.
Too late. It's upstairs. There we go. Well, that explains where that other glass panel goes.
It's a diffuser down lower.
It's right there. Yeah, it's just another layer. Cool though. Okay, I'm gonna freehand this so that I don't have to tilt the whole thing right now. There's your light source down the bottom and my beautiful reflection all around it.
Is that white border that other piece? Is there like or is that other piece on the part that came out?
No, that white border here, this edge over here.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yep.
That's on the other piece. So
it's like probably like a little diffuser, extra diffuser or something.
Yeah. It's doing its job. That's all I know. The tape appears to be intact. Rather, I assume that's what those other little pieces of tape with the looks like two-sided tape are, is to replace that if I manged it up, but it looks fine.
Yeah. Well, and it's just tape to stick everything down and seal it down nice and even.
Yep. Get rid of that. Okay, what am I missing here? I'm getting caught up again. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna check later, but the spare ones I bought off Amazon, I don't think they came with that diffuser screen.
No, I think they're just the screen. I was just looking at it.
Clutch says that you kept yours as a backup, but the new screen comes with the same one. I'm just gonna leave the new one in the box and just go with the old one for now.
Yeah,
it looks to just be a piece of basically clear glass to me, so might be polarized at the best, but which maybe.
And I don't see it listed on according to the packing information for the screen from Amazon. It's just the screen.
Right. Yeah, I didn't, because when I opened this up, I'd already got the others in the meantime. This took about a week to get here. And
Or sorry, it is. It's the little yellow board, the screen, some white tape, and a black cleaning cloth, maybe, or something.
yeah, they show you that little extra yellow board.
Which is probably integrated into the back of the panel, and you never actually see it.
No, it's like an adapter by the looks of it. The little yellow piece of board, about like half an inch long,
Yeah.
3/8 of an inch wide, kind of thing. Yeah. What did I just miss in the microsecond that it went by? He shows you the tape around the edges and then put the screen in. Take the back cover off first. Good call. Otherwise, I'll be going back in to get it back. So,
oh, Robbie Mack saying that the machines are very similar. I'm not surprised they're very similar. You know, we often make the joke that a branded thing versus an unbranded thing is made in the same factory in China. It's just one got the shipment of brand labels.
yep.
It's probably the same thing here.
Sure it is.
I mean, at the very least, these are the the factories from China.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not a whole lot of places making these.
You got to think of this for a second. So they're manufacturing the product in China, whereas, say, for example, an American company wants to make these anycubic photons, they have to bring in the parts from China. So the shipping costs are probably much lower, which helps create a lower overall product.
I wish I read the chat quicker than I put shit back together. If there's lint in there now, I'm going to have to work around it. It looked okay when I started to put it in, but who knows what it picked up on the way by. From the static of me pulling the plastic off it, it probably picked up more. Hopefully it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
If not, I got 2 more upstairs. All right. Did I get the cable in about the right spot? Hey. But what they didn't do is they didn't give me the nice little tape to put over it. Okay, I'm going to set this over here again so I can see what I'm doing. Hey. Take the tape off the old one. Because why not? Reuse, recycle. Save the planet. Captain Planet. Yeah, copyright, I know. Now, if I could make a design suggestion to them, make it so this cable plugs in this way rather than backwards. It would be kind of nice. Just, seeing as it's a consumable. Probably the same guy that designed the headlights in 1990s vintage Chrysler products.
Or most trucks. My neighbor's Dodge Ram pickup truck, you want to change the light housing or like the light bulb, you had to take off half the bumper, he said.
Yep. On my what did I have? 2002, 2003, something like that. 2003, I think. Blazer. You had to take the grill out. Had to take the plastic grill out of the front of the truck in winter. How good do you think those plastic clips are in winter?
About as good as everything is in winter.
That's what I learned. That's when I learned one of my my best YouTube things ever. When you're gonna do something like that, find a redneck guy. In this case, he lived in somewhere that there was snow. Because I was watching him do it, and you always watch them because they don't have all the cool tools. They have, like a roll of duct tape, a pair of vice grips, and a hammer, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm ringing something that's not going to happen. And I always try and find them because they're going to have at least the tools I've got. It's not always winter in Canada, and you know better, Robbie Mac.
It's not wrong.
You almost lived here for a while in your younger days. Well, that feels like I pushed it in enough. Guess we'll find out in a few minutes, won't we? Need more fingers.
No, they just get in the way.
Yeah, or longer ones. Or I want this cord to go away on this headset. It's like about 4 inches too short for me to really tuck it anywhere.
Yeah.
So I tried to find the connectors, but they're mini DINs. No. What's the mini XLR 3-pin? Yeah. I can buy, I don't know, one end or the other, the male or the female up here, but you can't get both. So you can't make an extension cable. Nobody makes an extension cable. So I'd order them from AliExpress. They'll be here in about April, probably. Anything that's coming from there now isn't going to get here till after Christmas. So
I had great success ordering from Amazon.com the other day.
I did too.
I ordered, it took the, it just, how do you want to pay, yada, yada. Here's the duty tax, like we're taking on top of it. Here's the conversion amount. Boom, boom, boom. And I was like, it was it. Everything showed up very quickly.
I'm afraid to jinx it, but because I've been trying to find somebody here that would sell that Soraya Tech resin to try it, and nobody up here, it's like $200 plus somebody's selling it out of their basement on Amazon.ca.
But you can order it on Amazon.com.
So I did, but I thought, okay, I'm shipping a chemical across the border in bottles, a liquid that's not really defined on what it is. Mm-hmm. It's not going to come with all the normal paperwork to get stuff across the border safely and, legally, if you want to use that term. So I thought, let's see what happens. So I ordered some. Came right through. No hassle, nothing. The Canada Post delivered it. It's like, cool. So in the Boxing Day deals, they had a little bit of a discount. And I bought some more because I wanted to try their high temperature stuff. And to see if I can make some parts that will work well.
Well, and some of it we just don't have. Like, if you look at Elegoo resin, we don't get all the resin.
What do you mean?
Like, we don't get the gray and stuff like that in Canada, like most of the time.
It depends when I bought these, it was still pretty early on the curve of these being popular.
Yeah.
This was just after I bought mine, just after like Uncle Jesse did his review of one and somebody else.
Like right now, they don't even have any stock in Canada.
I was buying it for like $20 for 500 grams, mils, whatever.
Oh, no, sorry. $60 for 500 grams.
Yeah, that's just a guy like me selling his leftover.
It says Elegoo from Amazon.
And it's sold by Amazon at that price?
It's by 3 sellers. That's the thing is.
Yeah. Well, the other sellers are guys like me that bought it when it was $20 and now they're selling it for 60 or trying. Probably.
Oh, here we go. That's why it's out of stock, but it is available. $20 for 500.
Yeah, that's what I was paying for it. And because I've stocked up, because there was a point where all of a sudden they started raising their prices on a couple of colors to like $25. And I was like, okay. So I bought, it was still $20. So I bought the ones that were still cheap. So I bought a bunch of clear red. I got some green, thinking Christmas was coming.
Well, and
yellow wasn't selling well. Blue.
Photon resin, like the Anycubic resin, that comes and goes too with like what they've got and stuff. And
I learned that the hard way, sort of when I was doing that project with the 50 parts I had to do. They all had to be flat blue gray. They wouldn't let me do cool, translucence or anything. It would have looked really good for that part because it was a display pen holder thing they wanted. So, then I had to use gray. But of course they didn't have I needed between 3 and 4 liters, I figured, to do the job.
Yeah.
And they didn't have that much in any one brand except Wanhao.
Ugh, no. You know, here's the other thing. Like, any cubic resin sold right out.
It's the stinkiest stuff I've run yet.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but horror stories about that Wanhao stuff. So
yeah, it's not. I still have, and of course, then when I got near the end of that project, I only had about 3 or 4 days to go, and I was running low. I went to buy another liter of the Wanhao just so I'd have enough. They didn't have any more 1 liter or 500, so I had to buy 250. So I bought 4 of those, which cost like over $100 for the 4 of them instead of like $80 for a liter.
yeah,
and they're all still sitting in the box. I think I opened one of them at the end, but because then I had to go back and make a couple more because they changed their mind and wanted more. So I think that's how that went.
did I tell you about the Anycubic Predator?
Did you get one?
No, I really want one.
They're massive, man.
And right now they've got a deal going on where it's $7.19, normally $8.20, right? So save $100.
Yeah.
And then there's a $219 coupon.
Where's that? I don't need to know.
On Amazon, so it's a $500 printer.
That's all right.
I want one. My wife said no. I don't blame her.
That's their Delta, right?
That's the Delta, the big, huge honking Delta.
Yeah. It's on the same size scale as the little monster, right? Ballpark.
It's got a build volume of 370 by 450. So yeah, it's about half the size of a person.
It's a good way to do it.
Just in order to get 550 build height or 450 build height, you need to have like 1,500. Otherwise,
yeah. Like I've got a Delta sitting over there that's broken. That's never worked since it got here. Still has rain spots on it. But then I want it just to see how I'd like to watch them, but it's probably not going to work for a long time yet. I got way too many other projects in the way. I guess I should catch up on chat here. Winter in Canada. Oh, the Sculpt. Is this Robbie Mack? Is the Sculpt the higher temperature stuff, more temperature resistant at least? I'm gonna do some tests. I want to see how warm it can get. Like cooling fan, if it can handle the heat down there or not. I'll find out the hard way probably. Clutch isn't a fan of their blue. It always feels slightly sticky after curing. I don't have any down here. I've got 2 different curing stations I've set up so far. I've never done that. I've never used a hair dryer to blow all the extra resin off.
I just dunk them in IPA and
yeah, I use 99%. I use 99% IPA. Thanks, Costco.
I know. I got to go get more.
Sure, yeah, I use 99. When I go to Costco and all I get is a couple of 4-packs of the IPA and a box of their gloves. I wonder what that guy's doing. And you say, saw Breaking Bad, right?
Oh, Robbie Mac says the Sculpt is 160C.
Yeah. Well, we make the parts for down there for the cooling fans out of I'm not paying attention here to my YouTube channel and it's jumped ahead. Good thing I'm almost done. Thought there was a step for tests at the end. Yeah, there it is. Step. Like, you know, the parts on all of our stuff are ABS or PETG for the cooling ducts anyways. So 160 is more than enough, I would think.
Mine are PLA.
Somebody tried it with the normal stuff and they said, yeah, no, it gets soft and soggy. So
mine are PLA. They're fine.
I've made some out of PLA before.
The thing is, it's like, so the one on Prometheus is, it's a little bit close, and one side is kind of drooping a little, but nowhere, like, because of where it's mounted, it's not going to get below the nozzle until it gets like crazy hot, and that only happens if I'm not running a part cooling fan, because the fan helps cool down the plastic while it's.
Right.
It really only droops during the first 3 layers, and if they're small layers, it's fine. But if they're big layers, then it gives it the heat. But I can print a new part cooling fan in the color I like in 20 minutes, and that's it. Print more of them.
That's the only catch to the sculpt, is that it's gray, but I figure it'll be a good experiment to do anyways. That's
what I'm going
to do next.
I like my colors.
And see, it's interesting because when I was running the both machines at the same time, literally side by side, and with the exact same box file, I just copied it onto 2 sticks. And this one, always the supports, when I went to break the supports off, they were always more brittle on this one than on the other one. And I wonder if that was just the calibration on this unit on the light source, that it's that much hotter. So I'll be doing some more tests, and if it's still hot, I'll be asking them if there's any way to knock that down a notch. And this is just amazing.
That is one thing that I do like about that Stereotech stuff, is that Robbie Max mentioning, is their stuff is all like, mix a little of this resin and a little bit of this resin and a little bit of this resin, and you end up with like a high temperature, durable.
It's part of my plan. I also bought a color kit.
Yeah.
One of the tint kits, because another thing that never seems to be in stock with anybody. Yeah, they weren't like fragile real bad, but yeah, they'd been definitely cooked longer, and they were the exact same setting. So should have been a tip that this was going to happen. This thing doesn't fit back in. There's no tension on it from that, is there? Hey, that'll help. Yeah, I've got the Tenacious. That's the flexible stuff, right? I think I'd learned the names of the stuff, but I haven't even taken it out of the box yet.
You got more stuff in the box than I have out of the box.
Yeah, I do. In the last few weeks, every time I thought, oh, maybe tonight I can do some stuff and stream about it and that, and I'd end up like I was on, how many people's channels was I on in the last few weeks? I was on Edge of Tech the one night. Who was the other one? Oh, I filled in for Glenn on Fun in the Country Basement one week, a couple weeks ago. Last weekend. 2 weekends ago. Okay, what is going on here?
Maybe you flexed it too much and it's warped.
Thicker? Like, I know they were tough getting them out, but maybe we should try and Bend them in a bit. Just tweak them a little bit. Just push them in from the back. Yeah, that's it. It tilts. I used to stuff having that tight of a tolerance on it.
Not when it comes to 3D printing, no.
And stuff that's made, places that we know have lesser quality control than.
Yeah, but everything has a QC sticker.
Oh, that's right. That makes it all better.
The sticker makes it real.
That's true. At least they spelled QC right. It said it passed too. My first one doesn't have that sticker either. Unless it's somewhere else on the bottom or something. The first one literally came out of the box, got plugged in, and away it went. I didn't spend any time going, ooh, it's beautiful. So get to work, sucker. I didn't say sucker.
You said sucker.
I said a different word when I said it the first time. So what's everybody's big weekend plans coming up?
We got a lot going on. It's the kids' like karate grading day and friend's birthday party to go to for one of the kids. And I think my mom's taking the kids to go see Frozen 2, so that'll be good.
Oh, you don't get to go?
No, probably me too.
I haven't seen Frozen 1.
Well, I kind of don't expect you to.
No, my kids are past that. My eldest one was Barney, the purple dinosaur that hugged everybody, and the youngest one was Godzilla, the dinosaur that ate everybody. So the only movies I remember going to see with the kids was the first Lion King, and there was a young female child sitting behind us who had already seen the movie and was singing all the songs and telling whichever adult was with her what was going to happen next. She's lucky that she's alive. Because nothing like being in a movie you're not really excited to see and then having the little kid behind you ruin the whole thing anyways and sing it, and she's probably not going to be winning American Idol. So, and then the Pokemon movies, I fell asleep in those a couple of times. I snored. My youngest kept waking me up, elbowing me and telling me I was snoring. Again, not really a shocker. There it is. I'm going to ask if anybody can see where I put the power supply for this thing. Here it is. I spent time a couple of weeks ago setting up all these power bars under here, and they're all full on this side. Huh. Robbie Mack is going to put shelving. Shelving in the remodeled laundry room. Fix the Creality printers and a date night.
That's a busy weekend.
One of those is much more important than the other two. Is there a Canadian Idol? Hey, we live close to the falls. Didn't mean the little kid was Canadian. No guarantees. Great. I've messed up again. It's showing me a Tom video now. His review of this machine, which I've already watched. Oh, not that one either. Wow. Flew through a couple of videos. Okay, hopefully I turned it off before I plug this back in. Okay, everybody cover your eyes, because I'm not. Yep, we know that sound. All right, here goes everything. You know that number to call, right? One that starts with a 9 and ends with a 1? Are we still live and happening?
Yep.
Oh,
You
okay.
haven't blown everything up. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Sorry.
I got a text about an order, so I have to process the amounts.
Well, yeah. Yeah, don't mess up the math there. Oh, yeah, sorry, Robbie Mac. Yeah, you weren't here for the beginning. See if I can get this to work. This is when I first spotted the problem. This hole in the top here and another one there, and there's a smaller one beside it. But that hole, this main one here, well, this one only goes part way, goes through and only part way down. I know it's hard because it's all out of focus. But it only goes part way down into here. So I don't know if that's when it happened to start failing, is when it got up to that point. This one here goes down into just supports, but none of them came through the bottom. And that's what was throwing me off, is like I expected that eventually the screens would go. And I figured that, you'd just see a dead pixel and you'd see a hole at the bottom and it would go right on through and that would be it, because it's just not going to cure the resin in that spot. So that's what threw me off at first. So I ran another print. And that was this is the one Chelsea did for somebody to raise money for their treatments, and ran this one next. And you can see the holes a lot better on this one. There's one on the eye there. There's one here. When I get it over here in front of the camera, that would be good.
So it just had dead pixel spots.
That's what it looks like. And then the great big one on his nose, which was kind of giveaway. And there's another one there. There's
like
a few of them.
Hole, so.
But again, if I can get it to focus there. But like they don't come through the bottom here. All those holes are in that kind of area. And the bottom is fine. The only gaps in the bottom are where the little pads don't come together.
That's weird.
So again, I was kind of confused. And that's when I took pictures, and I think I shot a short video and sent it to Elegoo and said, WTF, like, can you tell me what's going wrong? What do I have to do to fix it? Thinking if I was lucky, there was just like a screen reset, like some of the pixels were stuck or something. I don't know. But it took them 2 or 3 days to get back to me, which is normal. And I was fine with that. And then they just said, what's your address? And what I'd asked them was, what do I have to do? What parts should I order to fix this? Assuming they'd say, get a screen. And by then I'd already ordered 2, thinking that was probably the problem. But they just said, okay, we'll send your parts to fix it. I'm like, all right. And that's what they sent. So, And this is my testing phase with that water washable stuff. I don't know if you guys saw this while we're talking water washable. I did the standard popular toy of the week, but check out what happened to the bottom on this. Showed this on somebody's stream this week. See the nice cracks around here?
That's all cracked out, eh?
It popped it like when you freeze water in a bucket.
Yeah.
So
you know what? I had that too on one of my test prints. I did 3 of them in one batch, and one of them it just exploded outward, and over the course of days, the crack got bigger and bigger and bigger.
I want to say that I did this one, and then in the morning I didn't have time to take it off and clean all that stuff, so I just I think I took it off, left it sitting on the counter in the bathroom, went to work, came home, dealt with it at night, did all the washing and stuff, threw it in the UV chamber, the second one. And the first time I laid it in one way or the other and it was fine. Then I flipped it over for the next round. I did it standing up at first and I laid it down outside to get the bottom cured. And that's when it did it. So I don't know if the inside supports, because there's a fair number there, if they expand.
I think that's
more.
what happened on part of mine, but also that water washable stuff I think has got a little bit, it's a little bit runnier than the other stuff I've seen, so it may have more moisture and it may have kind of cooked out.
Yeah, Robbie Mack, I was wondering about that too, but like I got 2 or 3 5mm holes in the bottom on this, and it sat this way, draining out onto my little rotating thing in the curing chamber. So there shouldn't have, gravity should have got the last of it out. So yeah, I don't know, but all I know is so far that's all that water stuff I bought until it's available in a store where I can go buy it. I think I'm not going to be ordering anymore. I'm okay with the chemical mess. It's in one of these screens. Exposure 200. Okay, watch your eyes. Yep. There's a glow there. I won't look right into it. Did anybody see the...
It's really bright on cam.
Is it good? It's dull in person. It's purple.
Right, it's like a bright blue.
Yeah, and it looks good on there. I can't see it on that one. But no, they hey, it's working. That's the main thing, right? We can end that. I don't need to watch that for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes more life it'll get.
Yeah, I don't let it run that whole time.
Yes, I will take the plastic off. Sorry, Mr. Buttram. Didn't you read the disclaimer at the beginning? I ran it before I went live. Sorry. Well, that was good.
Well, that was delightful. There was no blue smoke or anything.
Not yet. And yes, I will take the plastic off the top before I run it. But I'm not going to run it in this room. That's for sure. I'll have to recalibrate and all that again. Yay. So I should tighten down the rest of these that I loosened to take it apart.
Yeah, I don't know how much I would run the screen without the vat, because remember what was in that Poly video is that the vat itself also helps as a heat sink.
Yep. That's how I wonder if the plastic ones are still okay for that, because they're not going to conduct heat as good as the aluminum ones.
I don't think it's the aluminum that does the heat, because that's not really over it's the warming of the liquid that's going to take the heat. It'll transfer it to the aluminum, sure, but
yeah,
liquid's the primary heat conductor in that one.
Now I can just hear the fans off the computer over there. That's not bad. Well, I'm going to call that sort of successful. I'm pretty happy about that.
Pretty proud of you. No problems. Got it on camera. There was...
More or less, kind of.
Yeah, it happened.
And then stuff starts falling off the desk. Unfortunately, not my phone, because I want a new one.
That's how it is.
Actually, I don't want a new one. I just wish mine worked better. Oh, I know what I'll do. Maybe, okay, I'm going to take it off. Is everybody ready? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Some people, it really bothers them. I like to leave that on just to drive people crazy. Well, I don't see any dust, so it must be okay.
I think that I still have the screen protector on my G-Tech A10 screen.
Sorry, man, no fireworks. I'm kind of against. Fireworks are allowed a couple times a year in Canada, and I don't want it to be today. Or tomorrow, or the next day. Oh, I was hoping that at least a week ago or maybe more, we could have been doing the upgrades on the Palette 2 Pro, but my parts shipped yesterday, finally.
Really?
Yeah, if I don't get them pretty soon, I'm gonna have to have a little talk because people in Australia are already have their upgrade parts. They arrived earlier this week, and mine didn't even ship till yesterday. And I ordered less than an hour, within the first hour that they announced it.
Right.
Because I was at the dentist, I went home and ordered it right away.
The people in Australia are getting it sooner because if it's coming from China, they're closer.
No, well, the story Mosaic tells is that they ship from 2 fulfillment centers, one in Europe somewhere and one in the States. Because it bugs me that I buy a Canadian company's product and I have to wait for it to come across the border. Yeah, I can't go pick it up either. So I'm not on that list yet. Probably won't ever be on that list.
I wouldn't mind going there to see stuff.
I've been there. I was there for the Team Joel Day. I thought I had scissors. Look over here, organization on the wall thing. I don't look for stuff there yet. Not really my thing. We're going to try some Kapton tape for this round. Just to be a little bit different. And it moved before I even stuck it down. Thanks. Just stick a piece before I try and move the other end.
We have the chat saying you didn't let the machine win.
See, that's good. Most of you that know that I have enough machines that are winning around here right now, technically.
Yeah,
some of them came winning, but they don't count in my book. But I
don't know the amount of machines winning versus not winning in that house.
Oh yeah,
I think only the stickers are actually the only thing that's winning.
Pretty much. And t-shirts. T-shirts are doing fine.
T-shirts are fantastic. This is a super soft shirt too.
Looking for the weapon you want. There it is. Yeah, I haven't had any returns on those shirts yet, so that's good.
Wait, can I return it for money?
Double your money back, sir.
Wow.
Double your money back. You had a 3 minute or 3 feet, whatever happens first, guarantee.
Yeah.
That's over. And double your money back if there's a real problem, a manufacturing defect.
It's fantastic.
When I made the first ones I made were for Murph last year. And because I do procrastinate occasionally, it was the last few nights before that I was making them. I think I was up till 2 a.m. 2 nights before, leaving to drive down to Murph. And I washed a couple of them to wear, because I took 2, I think, there for me. One for Saturday, one for Sunday. And hung them up. In the morning I look and the letters are peeling off one of them. Many bad words were used, including my favorite F word that isn't free. That's my second favorite.
Yeah.
And I was like, darn, I was playing it through my head and I was like, well, because it's a multi-step process and you cook them, take the plastic off, the backing, then you cook them again. And then it's like, maybe it didn't get the second cook. So I put it back together, brought it down, fired up the machine again, let it warm up for 10 minutes, fired it up, ran it, came out, and it's still doing fine. I've watched it, probably 10 or 12 times now since then, and it's doing fine. So, So, and then I was, every time I gave one to somebody at Murph, I was like thinking in the back of my head, I was like, man, I hope the damn thing doesn't fall apart when you get home. Or worse yet, somebody wears it the next day there and, letters start peeling off. But nobody's complained yet. Nobody's mentioned it. Yeah, we all need a resin palette.
Yeah, the resin palette. How would that work?
Everybody keeps talking about it. I've seen resin multicolor, but I don't know how they're doing it.
The only way to do that would be just to do a couple drops of color in it, and then.
But you'd have to. It'd almost have to me. It would have to be the way they do multi-layer like silk screen shirts, multicolor. You know, on the rotating
right
deal, where they go back to me, so you can see what I'm doing. But you know where it indexes, and there's like 3 or 4 bins. But that's right. Ryan has 2.
Yeah,
Glad yours are both good.
You couldn't do like a purge block or anything.
No, you'd have to dip it in one and then somehow, air dry it, blow the residue off it.
Dip. Like, also, with the palette, on one layer line, you could be laying down multiple colors. With resin, you could only lay down one layer color at a time.
Yeah.
You couldn't have half a thing print and then come over.
Sure you
because
could.
The other piece would be up and it would smash into the screen.
No, but you could do, like if you're doing something that was looking around to find something. Well, if you're doing like the logo here, I'll do in this shirt. You could do an orange layer and do 1.05 layer. And then when you dunk it into the white, just shoot the white. You don't care that the other's there. It would still be the right thickness.
Yeah, except these things have to get right touching the fet with the print, right? So it wouldn't. There'd be layer.
Well, it doesn't really push against it because there has to be enough there for it to cure that thickness, right?
Yeah, but if you were to have one layer on and one layer missing, I wonder if it would cause a problem. Much like just a failed print kind of thing, right?
Robbie Mack, help us out. You're the color magic guy. Sorry, I missed one on Mr. Buttram here. Ordered the rep box on Black Friday. Got an email yesterday that they're 10 days behind on shipping them. Pooch did send the rest of the stuff. Oh, that was nice of him. He's paying double shipping. Wow.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? I mean, if he's not shipping it all at once, but at the same time, not shipping a rep box and a big case of filament is probably cheaper to do it separate.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper to send the filament with the other stuff packed around it. That's how I got mine.
Ryan got the deal where you got, if you ordered it the first 100 people or whatever, then he'd get the battle pack or something.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say there was some resin spilled on this. And at the fuzzies around the edge of this.
They're so messy.
I'll have to clean that when I get over there to the other room with some IPA to take the rest of that yuck off it. What color was it? Yeah, it's dried out.
Really digging this new printer setup.
Yeah, the Rumble pack is the tan, green, and gray, right?
Yeah, it's just missing black.
Yeah. When I bought my first box of stuff at Murph, I got the Rumble pack, I guess. And he said, just buy your own black. I was like, all right. I didn't need the official black.
It's just black.
Stuff prints hot.
There are some people's black that's like darker than others, but it's black.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd all love a big machine to do those end panels. I find it easier and much more economically feasible to just pay them to make the ones I want, the end panels with the pictures I want. I send them the picture and they print them on them.
Yeah.
Much more economical than having another machine in my world.
I would like to have a rep box. I don't know where I would put one though.
Oh, can't see it. Right there. There's a great spot for it.
Yeah. I have stuff.
The only thing I've found is that this is the first generation, a 1.5-ish. One that's the one I picked up at Murph, I guess, or ordered around that time. Anyways. And it's got holes at the bottom, holes at the top. But I think the newer ones have holes along the back as well, which
Yeah.
would feed down into this a lot nicer. So I made up a bracket to bring this around and down into it, but I'm still not 100% sold. I think I might move the bracket down another 3 or 4 inches.
Put your own holes in it. Isn't it just MDF?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just take these scissors and I'll just cut those out. It's winter. My drill press is in my garage. It's not heated. It's out there.
Use a cordless drill. Line it all up. Drop some holes.
Yeah, I could. I thought about it. I've also got a couple more rep boxes here, so I'm just going to check if the newer ones have the holes in the back and switch it out. That one wasn't meant to stay here anyways, so.
It's supposed to come to my house?
That's not quite the plan. I also noticed this one's narrower than the new ones.
I'd rather one of the new ones anyways.
So, yeah, they look like they're a little bit different putting them together, so. Yeah. I was pretty lucky to get that one together that night. The directions were a little bit missing in some places, or not enough for me anyways. When I bought one at shutdown time at IRF, mostly so he didn't have to pay to ship one back, be a little bit lighter on his load shipping them back. And I didn't even realize that they don't come with any end panels now. Like, they aren't in the box. Like,
they don't come with, so they come with MDF ones, or you can choose to have acrylic panels and stuff, but they stopped doing the metal panels now.
Or not, I don't know. The ones when I was there, he said something about, oh, don't you want a set of those panels too? Because I was like, what else can you sell me, kind of thing, right? Because I had room in the car, surprisingly.
And money in your pocket,
and I guess we can go back to this mode. Sorry, and so yeah, I was if he would have said, because unlike your first one, there's none in there, then I would have been, oh, okay. Because I ordered the panels with both the ones I did, so I didn't realize that a stock box doesn't have any panels. I thought they just have big R's on them.
They do.
And I was gonna cover them with just do some work with my Cricut and just make a sticker to go over it to kind of take it out of the mix a bit. Was my thinking at that point. But well, now they're up to 2.1. I haven't even built the last twos yet. Yeah, I got to print my parts. I printed some one time, but then I printed spares for this because they came with white parts, and I kind of want black ones. And one of these days, after Christmas.
I love the look of that clear acrylic one.
Like, it's all clear?
Yeah, it's just all clear.
Yeah, he sold that while I was standing there at IRF. Because he had one built, the clear acrylic. He was supposed to have one. They were supposed to have one at Mosaic when I was there for the Joel event, but I guess it didn't get there in time. So, because I wanted to see it because I hadn't seen one yet.
Right.
The reality is, I don't spend much time in the room where most of these are anyway, so I'm not going to be looking at them a lot. And my second one's got different NLTMW end panels, the matrix background.
So. Right, like you've got, it's a great system for keeping your stuff stored. And if you had, the active spools, then you'd be all set. But I don't know how well it works for, longevity, but you're not looking at them, right? It's just on the wall, pulling the spool down, and away you go.
Yeah.
Being able to print directly from it, though, with the rollers, that's really nice.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be kind of nice. I'm gonna
just a cupboard.
I want to mount one over where my like this one is destined to go. The plan was for this one to end up over top of where my Mark III is. That's just single color. And that way you just leave stuff in and just pull it out and switch colors because I switch it a lot. But we'll see. It'd have to be really close to the ceiling in that room though, because it's 3 lac tables high, that rig. So yeah, I know I could just sit it on top, but it's not fun.
It's not fun.
So yeah, I know. Clearbox. How does Clearbox defeat the purpose?
Ryan's saying that it's also for keeping the UV light out of the box.
I don't have that problem. Mine's in a dark room, no windows.
Yeah.
No windows because this is a Mac house. There's no windows. There's windows, but not in that room. Unless I have to take a machine in and upgrade the firmware on something. That's also coming soon. Well, coming eventually. There's better. On this channel is converting a couple of CR10 vintage machines to a direct drive.
Oh yeah.
Real Titans, fake Titans, and a fake. What's the other one? What's the one you've got? Bondtech?
I've got a fake Bondtech, yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of those too that came the other day. So
I got a fake Bondtech on a fake E3D V6.
yeah, I haven't figured that part out yet for sure.
It's the thing of beauty. Like you can kind of see it there. There was an issue that I sorted, but that's some of the stuff it's printing. Like,
yeah, is that the copper?
Yeah, look at that.
AMZ 3D stuff.
Like that's filament, man. That's not paint.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh, it
gloss
looks really nice.
is insane, and that's at 0.2 layer height.
Hold it there. Hold it there. Till I figure out how to get you there. There you go.
Like that's
Everybody drool.
That's 0.2 layer height. He's got a little cup and everything.
Pretty slick.
He lost his head. That's fine.
Yeah, that happens.
I'm just making him bigger instead.
Lac lid for the rep box. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he had
Dan X Tech, hello there. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in.
Back, but I don't know if it ever came to fruition. The kid got married and stuff in the meantime, so.
He just got back from vacation mode, so.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a man cave. There's no windows in there. It's a cave.
I have one.
The room that I used was a storage room for whoever lived here before. It had nice wooden shelving. Not nice, but wooden shelves on both sides. It was really nice. I've taken out most of it now.
Yep, mine's just the stuff. Like this was a bedroom. I turned it into this.
The room I want to use is still full of my kids' music equipment. He does recording and stuff. So
come back on this way, Mike. Come back.
I don't want to.
Yeah, come back.
It's better to pretend like. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
There you
go.
go.
Just because I got the shirt on, right? It's not my. I'm not one of these ventriloquist people that's just talking.
Blah blah blah. Glad I didn't wear the same shirt. You know.
Yeah, that would have been awkward.
I would have had to go upstairs and change. Hey, how does your LDO Motors shirt fit?
I don't know. This is the first time wearing this shirt too.
Okay.
I just haven't done anything. And then I pulled them out the other day and I was like, oh yeah, shirts.
Are you familiar with the difference between Chinese sizing and North American sizing?
Yeah. It probably is going to be a bit skin tight.
Oh yeah. Mine's like a kid 6X on me.
Then I'll just give it to my kid.
Yeah, I didn't think of that until I got home. I was looking at it and was like, ooh. Because I went to check the tag to make sure I'd given you the right one, and then it's like, ooh. Notice that it wasn't written in English.
Yeah. Which is funny because they are the ones that make everything for us. So
yeah, I've been stung by that before though. Years ago, I bought shirts. It was like, wow, shirts are like $4.99. What a great deal with all these cool logos on them and stuff. And I ordered, half a dozen, and none of them fit. Oops. So yeah. Here you go, Goodwill. All right. I didn't have anything else planned for this, I'm afraid.
Well, that was exciting.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we got it all replaced and it works and everything. Well, it lit up anyway. I'll run a test on it tonight and I'll post pictures on Twitter tomorrow of whatever comes out of it. I also upgraded the operating system on my Mac today, so that was an experience. Yeah, I believe that the heat got to it. It was quick rewind for CNX here. No, wrong one. Side cam. If you can see that, see the hole right there, as I just got my finger in the way. There it is. And there it is. And there it was. There's a couple of holes through it, but they don't go all the way through. They were only going part way through because the bottom was fine. So it kind of threw me off. And then I ran another print to make sure and got that big hole in the middle of his nose isn't supposed to be there, nor any of the other ones on the side of his face. But again, they didn't come through the bottom. Then I ran two cylinders, just, I don't know, half an inch, not even quite half an inch, 3/8 of an inch diameter, standing up on the bed. And to that height, because I thought at that point, I still thought that it was starting at a certain height. For somehow some weird physics thing was happening, and it wasn't, but those ones are almost all the way to the bottom. It seems at the bottom, there's enough of a puddle there that it just flows in and fills in because it's not quite solidified when it does the next layer. So that's what I think is happening anyways.
Yeah.
Which is why you do everything on a raft, because that first layer, I guess, is just not going to be real good. So real accurate.
Yeah, I had to figure that one out when all my bottoms and stuff was all squishy. And I was like, what the? So then I just, in my slicer, I told it to raise all the prints off the bed by 5 mils every time. And I just get nice supports all underneath. I just pulled this off the Photon earlier. Woo.
Nice.
I got to give it a clear coat because there's some supports in the neck to hold up the neck and part of the beard and stuff. And I had to clean them out, of course, which leaves scrapes and scratches and scuffs in this Anycubic resin. So
I remember the first few prints I did with the transparent red Elegoo stuff. And I was, thinking they were going to come out looking nice and shiny and, crystalish.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no, they come out looking dull.
It's flat green, yeah, like our flat color. But
like they've been scuffed up, but
just a quick shot of clear coat.
Yep,
they're fine. Like my my Davy Jones and my Yoda are just a quick shot of clear coat, and it clean them right up and makes them shiny all the time.
Yeah, that's what I did on. Where are they? They're here somewhere.
I'm half tempted to prime this just to get the gray color for pictures and stuff, but
these ones. These. I remember I was real bummed out too because the clear kind of has a yellowy tinge to it, and I thought it was my fault, but everybody says it's normal. But it's just not clear. So I've got some of the Soraya Tech clear. I want to see if it's clearer than this was. I forget whose this is. It's either Wanhouse or Anycubic's clear. I can't remember now. It's got a kind of a yellowy tinge to it. But and then that's been clear coated too. I had several people at Earth say, "Ooh, those are really sharp when they touch it."
Yeah,
kind of the point. And then they didn't get it.
Oh, you're making bad jokes, Mike.
I know.
This isn't a Brian Vines show.
I know he's not even here. I said that to somebody. Said, "Oh, I'm trying to channel my inner Brian Vines," and then they just kind of stared at me because they didn't know who he was. I know they didn't know who I was, but I thought they'd know who he was. But guess not.
All right.
Is it actually nice and clear? I've got like 2 liters of it right now, I think. Robbie Mac, the Soraya Blue Clear. Because I never have the blue when I order it. It doesn't ship to Canada. All the other colors ship to Canada from their store except that one.
Can you get it on Amazon, that one?
No, it's fine. I got the clear. It'll do. I got clear and I've got the color kits to add some, to try some coloring.
Right.
Hopefully I'll get onto that this weekend. First thing I gotta do is test this screen, see if it works with some normal color resin that I'm confident
try
in.
Not the waterproof one, like the water one.
Yeah, I don't plan on buying more of that right now. It's all right, but
I got nothing against it.
I create 4 times as much weight of as much liquid to get rid of. I find with water.
And with the water one, like with the IPA one, the resin's a little bit cheaper, like significantly cheaper. And if you buy your IPA cheap enough, it's cheaper. So you've already cut out one of the reasons to get the water stuff. But also with the IPA, if it starts getting all gummy, just leave the lid off outside or in the garage for the day. And when you come back, it'll just be sludge. Throw it in the light, and then you throw it in the garbage. Like you're done. Like,
yeah.
This water, I've got a tub of water over here. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. Bake it in the oven or something just to boil it off?
Yeah. No, I've probably got 4-liter jug full of water now that's contaminated, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And it's winter. It's not like I can take it. Like right now, there's 2
in the backyard for the week.
Yeah, but it'll just freeze. It's water.
That's what I mean, right? Like,
it's like I've got 2 out there now that have been there for 3 months probably, because I just take the ones with all my supports and stuff in it in those metal pans from 3 for $1 at the dollar store, and I just take them out there with whatever IPA is still in there. It vents off, and then they get rained on a bunch of times, so they're full of water and frozen right now. But hopefully the next time we have a little bit of a thaw, I'll remember to go out there and at least drain the water off, because it's just yucky rainwater now. So, because all the parts in there have been sun cured for a couple of months at least.
Yeah.
So it's no different than kids' toys getting wet at this point.
It's an orange printer, or an orange print.
What? How did you do that?
I printed it in orange.
How did you get orange?
You didn't buy all of it. There was a little bit left. And I said to the store, please don't sell that to anybody else.
Don't sell it to Mike. I buy enough. If it's a store I think it is, I buy a lot of orange from them.
No, that's AMC.
Oh, okay. I've bought a fair amount of theirs over the years too. Is that the transparent stuff?
No, it's not the transparent
one.
I'm
bad at guessing today.
I'm almost out of that one. I should order some more. It's just regular, run-of-the-mill, everyday orange. But it's, remember I told you that I had a earlier spool, and it's like a lighter color orange, and then a newer spool, they've changed the formula a bit, and it's darker. This is the darker one.
I like when a company has orange and then suddenly they bring out dark orange. I'm like, that just means they had a bad batch and they just ran with it.
Yeah.
I've got some that I call Tang because it's so pale, it's just barely orange.
Yeah. I gotta say though, this copper filament is, if this is what their silks are like, I'm thinking to myself, they need to make glitters. They need to make like rainbow filaments. Like if this is what their silk filament is like, I mean, jeez.
Where was I listening to somebody, maybe at Earth, they were talking about the jump to go from colors to glitter is a significant learning curve.
Yeah, because you've got additive, you have additional material you have to accommodate for. You've got there's just more to deal with.
Yeah.
Did you hear about polyalchemy?
No.
So polyalchemy has shut down production due to a worldwide PLA shortage. Word on the street is they actually sold their extrusion lines to printed solid.
There's a shipping cost.
I don't think that there was I think the shortage instigated the sale, not the other way around. I don't think they thought, oh, well, let's just get out of the game and pretend like it was for something else. But if I'm not mistaken, it was only like 2 people who were,
I wonder,
running it.
Because didn't they used to make Prusa's filament?
I don't know.
Who made Prusa's filament? Somebody in the chat might know. Still a few of you in there.
But filaments.ca still has some polyalchemy effects. There's some elixirs and stuff.
Right.
Those elixirs won't be being made anymore because the recipes haven't been sold yet.
Well, Digit Makers has some because I almost bought some when I was there a couple weeks ago using their scanner.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is if you're thinking about buying collector's edition filament, that's the one.
I can't. What's the... I've got... go figure. Pretty sure I've got one of their oranges that I bought when I was up at Digit Makers. Maybe somewhere else. I don't know. I've got an orange one anyways. Maybe. I don't know where I got it. It was recent anyways. Could have been 3D PC. But
is it yeah, just their V2 orange.
Yeah, one of those. Who makes the cool black purple? That's not them.
Filamentum's Wizard Voodoo.
That's Filamentum. That's who made Prusa's stuff. Filamentum, I think.
Yeah, I think it was their orange CPE in the beginning or something.
Yeah. And then I've got the sample pack of all the colors of the elixir. Some of which is on the Jeep over there, just the steering wheel and the console, I think.
The elixir is awesome. I have a roll of Nightshade and a roll of Emerald City that I got from Tanny way back as part of a contest.
Yeah.
And I got them. I looked at how pretty they were, and I said, I can't print with this stuff. It's too expensive. It's too pretty. So I put it on a shelf, and it's been sitting up there sealed for a while.
I've got oh man, I don't know. I got too many. If it comes down to the fact that there's no PLA available for the next 6 months to a year, I'm fine. I'm not. I bought, I don't know, a dozen rolls on Black Friday from 3D Printing Canada. Mostly PETGs and some black, just plain black. What's that neat stuff? The premium black, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, premium neat.
It was unreasonably priced, so I bought some. And I had them ship it because it was definitely over $100 worth. So I was like, and it was it was Thursday. I wasn't going to work Friday, so I thought I'll let them ship it. I don't need it anyway, so sitting in the hallway upstairs.
Yeah, and there was an Amazon deal on Overture PETG for like $9 a spool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've kind of started to learn that some of the off brands aren't really my best investment. Thanks, everyone, for ruining that.
Well, that's one of the big things with this AMZ 3D Silk that I'm really loving is that It's better than other silk filaments I've seen as far as like color. Like even the support tower was shiny. Like it's, and I mean, the camera doesn't do this justice. This thing is like crazy shiny. And if they can do this, I've got a gold and a silver as well. They're producing all three, so I got all three. I don't even know why you would want to buy the off-brand stuff. Like, this stuff's better, and maybe it costs $1 more, but at least you know what you're getting.
Yeah, everyone kind of turned me off of the off-brands for a while.
I
know it was a quality thing, and I hear that they fixed it, but I don't plan on spending $35 to test it.
No, you turned off your.
I got stung.
You turned off your XSplit.
Oh, it crashed. It does that. I'm running their public, whatever the hell it is. Thanks for letting me know, though.
Oh, no problem. You would have just yammered onto a black screen. It would have been good.
It does that once in a while. We'll be back in a minute. One of the good things about StreamYard is just this.
Oh, it just keeps you in it.
Oh, there's an update. Well, I'm going to let it do the update because there's no use loading the bad one again. Only take a minute. They're quick.
You know what I noticed too is that like a lot of Area 1 filament is sold out right now because they've been giving it away or trying to convince people to buy it.
They were doing a bunch of coupons via Twitter and stuff. She doesn't send them to me DM anymore.
I'll admit though, I did just buy a set of their TMC 2208s with a coupon because, I mean, if you're going to buy them anyways, why not?
Yep. Oh, neat. I never noticed that earlier. On the, because I don't watch this chat. That's why. Some of the changes in StreamYard now built into StreamYard chat window.
Yeah.
It shows a little YouTube icon on top of their icon, like in the corner of each of the people as they comment.
Oh,
I
nice.
assume the Twitch ones would too, but nobody's on Twitch today. So, here's a question: did you have to sign in, like create an account or something?
It told me to link it to either my Facebook or my YouTube account. It said the host has requested security upgrades. I'm like, all right.
Oh, yeah, it's got to do with they added a feature where and I'm glad they did it. Okay, it was okay. I'm not gonna be able to get back on with that, so I'll have to pick a different camera. Just give me a minute because it wants me to shut down Chrome so I can finish the install. We'll see if I told it not to and see what happens. So it may scramble, but if I go away, I'll come back. But one of the features now is that I can kick you out, like totally out of the stream, so like if you're on here and you start causing problems, and we know some people that might be guilty of that. So I like that because I was always kind of hesitant to post the link publicly before, like I did today, just in case potential certain individuals jumped in and I couldn't get rid of them.
Robbie Mac and Butcher start causing a fight, and then you're just like, I don't understand what you're talking about. It sounds like corn and cows mooing.
That's it. I mean, I don't care what's, I'm not worrying about making this channel monetizable or anything, so I don't care about that. But yeah, if there was people who would, if anybody in public could, anybody could just jump in, a troll jump in, hit the link, and you couldn't get rid of them before.
Kick them out of the room, and like you kick them out of the stream and ban them from ever joining your stream again. And
now you can, but you couldn't before.
Yeah.
All you could do is kick them to the green room, and that was it.
Bootram.
So Canadian Tire should not make filament.
Canadian Tire should make filament.
No, they should sell filament. They should not make it.
Their extrusion line would be great. That'd be
it would
awesome.
be lumpy and it would be hit and miss. Some of their products are not the best. Lifetime warranty, like tools.
They actually do sell filament though at Canadian Tire.
Yeah, just not the kind I'm buying for this.
They sell I want to say it's the Flash Forge filament, maybe.
Really? Like, are you serious? I thought you were talking about Weed Eater line.
No. I'm telling you, Canadian Tire sells filament.
Get out of here.
The Dremel. It's the Dremel stuff, I think.
Oh yeah, that's economical.
They technically do sell the they technically do sell 3D printer as well. But there is the Dremel 3D print PLA. It comes in white, black, red, or blue. It is $50 for 500 grams. But it is at most of your Canadian Tire stores in the tools section.
I am gonna look the next time I'm in there and.
But because Canadian Tire
put a NLTMW sticker right on it.
So they're individually owned. So a store may be required to carry this item, but they may have brought in more than they thought. So they could technically put it on like clearance. So
do I want any of that stuff?
It's just PLA.
Yeah.
But they also, Canadian Tire technically sells the Dremel Idea Maker.
Yeah.
And so you can get a $1,500 printer that's the size of an Ender 2.
Great. I have enough expensive printers that aren't very big, but
yeah, when I first got into the 3D printing, I just Googled like what's available in the area. And Canadian Tire was one of them.
Luckily, I have more monitors than anything else here. It's asking me again. Do not do a reboot. A reboot may be required. Yeah, I know, eventually. It's trying it again. So... Well, so they do. Dremel filament, $49.
I'm not lying to you.
Yeah, but I didn't know if my local stores would, because the guy that owns, I think he owns all three of the ones in St. Catharines, the same family.
They
did for a while.
That they have to carry, and I would not be surprised if for some reason they had to carry that.
It says online here for the filament. Let's just try black. 0 stock. Huh. How about other stores? 0 in stock. Oh, McLeod Road in the Falls has one. Welland has one. Huh.
Yeah, look for the red. I think the red was usually what they were.
When I was early on in my 3D printing career, it was hard to get red. The AMZ 3D red was a really good red to me at the time.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get. Like, it was sold out all the time. Looking back on it, I'm going to blame Chuck, because Chuck used to buy all the red everything for a while. So, none at the store near me. None at the Pen. Oh, yeah, none at the Pen. 4 in Welland. Nobody's buying red in Welland.
There's some here.
Interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on that, just for the same reason you said that. Just see if they clear it out at like $10 a roll or something. I'm going to go look for it in the store now. I end up there probably once a week anyways. And I can use my Canadian Tire money. I know. And I have a Canadian Tire credit card, MasterCard too. I get points. So it's worth it for me to buy it. I can't not buy it.
I like how you went from no to justifying it in the time
for Robbie Mack, because he's saying I can use Canadian Tire money. So the points just add up magically every time I buy gas.
So there is 2 spools in aisle 16 in St. Thomas of red.
Race ya.
And like it says 1 left, but 1 usually means none.
I could be there by the time they open in the morning.
If you didn't get here by the time they open in the morning, I'd be confused.
Yeah, you'd have to send out the dog team to hunt for me. Got to play the stereotype. Oh, they.
I gotta say though.
Else... Go ahead.
I was gonna say having these printers put silent drivers is probably the greatest thing I've done in 3D printing.
I've got a set of somebody's that I bought for the Chiron over there that I never put on yet. Because honestly, all I've done is print a couple of benchies with it.
I've got 4 printers running, and I can hear like tiny little squeaks and wiggles and stuff like that, like of the printers. And then all I hear is fans, just fan noise.
Yeah. That's your fans cheering you on.
And as it is, like I was thinking to myself, oh well, I'll get the quiet fans for these and change them up. Not when you're dealing with multiple machines. Like at that point, I'm not spending $20 a fan to quiet them down on 5 printer. Like that's just silly.
My Mark II, that's why it got benched originally, was because the filament went nuts in it one night, and a piece of filament went in and hit the blade and broke it. So it didn't work well after that, the fan on it, and it got benched, and it's got a Noctua sitting beside it. But since then, I've got the upgrade kit to the 2.5S maybe. It's a double upgrade. So yeah, it's on the list.
Yeah, the fans, like, I'll put them on like the hot end or something, but I don't know. I do my best to try to quiet them down whenever I can. Move the fan grills away from it, anything to just reduce turbulence and stuff. But
right,
half the time I'm in this room, it's a lot better than hearing like from 4 machines ringing in my ear. Half the time I have music playing anyways. I bought good good computer speakers, and I just play music, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But it's like the CMC drivers are like the key here. A4988s are the devil.
See, Robbie says that there was the Photon has a dampener on the Z motor.
Probably. It's quiet, man. Like
the Z motor is not the noisy thing in this one. It's the damn fans in it are crap.
Yeah, the fans in all of it are noisy, and that's mostly because they use inexpensive fans.
12-cent fans, yeah.
And they're pressed right up against the housing where there's like a fan grill or something, so you get air restriction, and that causes most of your noise. Yeah. On my i3, the power supply fan, what I actually did was I cut the hole open around the fan, because there's another grill that goes on the bottom of the whole unit. So I cut the hole around the power supply fan open, and then put it on 2 little grommets so that it sat off the cover. It quieted it probably like by a third.
Yeah. Yeah. I was doing a lot of that with the Black Widow when I was putting it together. And as I was building it, they kept having more big warnings and alerts on their Facebook group of, wait, this part is made wrong. It's underpowered. Like the main power switch, they had a toggle switch for it to kill the whole thing. And they were way under spec. So then I had to go find one of those, and that took like a week. And the power supplies were like flammable. So I had to wait for a new one of those to come. That's the one that got lobbed onto my porch by Canada Post delivery sub guy. And by the time I did all the upgrades and bought all the pieces and ordered more pieces, because back then you couldn't just go to, a local store or order it within Canada. There was like nowhere back then. The first place I could order stuff online that I remember finding was Electronic Geek out of Montreal area somewhere. And they sounded really classy because their thing was, oh, you want to do pickup? Just come down to the back alley. And they gave their address. And I'm like, I Googled it and went, yeah, I don't think I'd walk down that alley, even in the daytime. So, but I ordered stuff from them a couple of times in the first year or so. But I was ordering everything from AliExpress because that was, and then GearBest once, I think. But this stuff, by the time the stuff got here, I was, I wasn't wound up and enthusiastic about doing the project anymore. So I think I bought a CR10 shortly, I think, after when the Black Widow was failing.
Well, that's the thing, right? At that point, it was easier just to replace than to repair.
Oh yeah, and people were like, "Oh well, they'll send you new parts." It's like, yeah, no, I'm not waiting. And then it's still sitting here, like literally 2 years plus later. It's sitting right there, just off camera behind the lights. It might get done at some point because it's a really well built frame. Like, it's solid.
Yeah.
It's just that it had some serious design flaws electrically that were kind of concerning. But I trust Creality stuff now, so shows where my trust is gone.
I love my Creality printer.
And I've got a couple of Crealities that are still virgins. They've never had the firmware changed on them even. They're still ready to flame up. It's on the list. I ordered the Black Friday. Man, I don't know if I like or don't like Black Friday.
I don't touch it.
I ordered some stuff from TH3D to try his easy able.
Did you get one of the easy ABLs?
I bought a couple of them. A few
Mr.
of them.
Bootram has some.
I bought one of the real ones, the pros, and then he had some of the kits for, I don't know how much were they. I don't remember now. Somebody will probably.
The kits were dirt cheap. I saw because
they're 13, 15. They were under $20 US a piece, anyways, a kit. So I bought like 3 of them, I think, to do all my, in case it works, because I don't want to go pay shipping again to buy one more. So I was like, let's get a few of them while I'm shipping it, because the shipping price didn't change. It was like $30-$40 for shipping, no matter, seems like whatever I put in the box, it didn't seem to matter at that point because it was all just little stuff anyway. So that was like flat shipping to Canada, I think. So I was like, all right, get some more of those. So it's in customs in Montreal somehow. So that's kind of concerning. I've never had stuff go from, Midwest where he is somewhere. He's out near you guys. And it shouldn't have gone. It should have come through Detroit.
It should have gone down. It should have come up
Hamilton
Indiana.
They're in Montreal, but
yeah, they're in Indiana. So
I was like, we'll see. So it's been there for 2 days now. So I figured maybe sometime next week they might release it. So, and it's not. I don't remember how much the bill was, but it should still slide in under shouldn't really pique their interest price. So we'll see. But if they want to give me a hard time, they can. I'm fine with it because I really didn't buy much. 1 Pro kit, 3, I think, of the other things. A couple extra power adapters because the kits don't come with those.
Yeah.
I didn't buy anything big. It should all be in a shoebox or less kind of thing. Yeah, I got a full suite of Wham Bams, so I can't be buying any more plates right now.
What Wham Bams do you got? You got Wham Bams?
Yeah. I have one installed on my Wanhao D6, which is another quick project I should have done it tonight after we did this. I've had time now. But it's leaking, the nozzle's leaking on it. I gotta take it apart and put a new one on it.
This one's got a couple spots under the PEX. I think the PET G got aggressive on it.
Uh-oh.
But it's still smooth. It's just got some blemishes.
Just blemishes? They don't mark the part, though? They're just underneath?
It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, like I run my finger over it, I can't feel them.
Yeah, I've just got the one installed. Then I've got, I don't know, how many did I buy? I bought one for the CR10S5, one for the CR10S4, because it was a really good coupon deal that I had. So, and I got one for the CR10, I think. I think I got 4 of them all together that day. So,
yeah.
And I think I'll be doing the S5 next. I got it working the other day. It was a returned unit that I got through our friends on the mountain there. And
what did you get a returned unit of?
through 3D PC.
Oh yeah.
They had it on like Twitter or something. It was a thing went out, hey, we got this printer here, it's on sale. And then so I replied to Chris and said, what's wrong with it or whatever? And he goes, no, it's a return. I think he kind of gets some of the deals. Like, you know, when one gets returned, he's one of the ones that gets them back.
Maybe.
So, or he was at that time. This was a while ago now, like 6 months ago at least.
I really want to try the powder coated build sheet from Wham Bam.
Yeah, I've got the plain ones. I've got a powder sheet for my Mark III. I've never used it. People were having too many problems with them. I think it kind of gets down to me that some of them stick really good and some of them don't stick at all. Like getting PLA to stick to it is like not near the center is apparently an issue by the sounds of it. And it comes down to like everything with that thing. It's if you're going to be a purist about it, you got to clean that thing. Like,
yeah.
And
I really miss the textured sheet that came on my Ender because it made the bottom of the prints look like the sides of the prints. But now that my prints are getting shinier and better, I don't mind it.
Like the Chiron's got that was it ultra base type stuff on it?
It is borosilicate glass.
Okay. I'm a glue stick fan, man.
That's what's on the Prometheus right now, and I will be replacing that with a Wham Bam 330 kit as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yes, Robbie Mac, they were expensive, but I had a really good coupon. Thank you to somebody that's there. I had a really good coupon, and when I started adding up the ones I really wanted, it was like, okay, give me the big one too. It was like, because it was economical, and shipping didn't change much again at that point either. You know, for Wham Bam, so far, I have no complaints about the way they ship the stuff.
My only complaint was that it was DHL.
Yeah, well,
that's the only complaint. Like the packaging, everything is beautiful. The only thing I don't like is DHL, but that's a Canadian thing, not a Wham Bam thing.
Yeah, it's a DHL. It's not even a Canadian thing. It's a DHL. DHL are friggin' pricks. It's an imaginary fee that they just throw on there. There's no duty on any of this shit. Well, they don't give the money to the government.
Stainless steel. And it's like, what do you mean it's a stainless steel sheet of... It's not. Where are you getting your information? It's like they literally... Every package, it's like somebody Googles it, what's in the package.
Yeah.
Like what the company makes. Googles it. Comes up with an idea of what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like I could be getting a box from DHL and they'd be like, oh, well, there's, $42 of duty on this. You'd be like, it's a birthday present. Well, it doesn't say that. Well, you don't know.
Yeah. No.
Or it's. I said it the one time.
All the stuff from Prusa. That's one thing I don't like about Prusa's stuff is it all comes DHL, and I understand why. I understand that
a global
for him that's
one
good.
Of their global shippers, and they get a deal and all that. Sure. But
no. Get this. My Mosaic Palette 2 Pro S upgrade parts. Guess how they're coming?
DHL.
Yep. If I get dinged with one of those stupid bullshit imaginary fees, which you have to pay them or else you don't get your stuff and they send it back and then you have to go through them.
And then you got to pay them anyway.
Yeah. So you got to pay them at the door. It also bugs me that I'll get the notification that they're bringing it the next day. So I'm like, fine. I fill out the little form. I sign it. I clip it on my mailbox for them to leave it without my signature. Cool. I'm good with that. I got enough cameras that I'll see the guy steal it.
They want their little fee.
Yeah, but what they don't tell you at that point is that, oh, by the way, there's a $38 fee that I'm going to have to pay as well. So then the next day when they come and drop off the part, they leave me a piece of paper that says, oh, we couldn't leave it because there's money owing on it. Well, why don't you tell me that when you send me the email that says, oh, we're delivering it tomorrow? Because they don't want you to know.
That's right.
It's like a bunch of boneheads. They're just dirty. Don't like it. So I'm sure that whatever day they say I'm getting it, it'll take 2 more days to get it.
Yeah,
And if I have to pay a fee, yeah, I'm not going to be nice in the media or directly contacting Mosaic because that's just bullshit. It's a Canadian product from a Canadian company that I ordered through a Canadian website. I shouldn't have to pay anything.
Well, and the part that's actually kind of funny is you had to pay in US dollars.
Oh yeah, which I understand that, you know, when you build a website, it's easier. I get that. And it makes it, and they don't have to play the exchange rate BS day and somebody will, you know, yell at them for 13 cents difference on their bill. And I understand not wanting to bother with that. So I get that. And I'm okay with that. I can ask my good friend Alexa, stop it. It just lit up.
Yeah, like I'm not interested in paying American dollars for to a Canadian store. That's just me.
I'm okay with that.
If it was a US store, then whatever.
But if I have to pay like import fake DHL import stuff on it, yeah, they're going to hear about that. They don't know who I am now, but they will that day for at least 10 minutes. Because that's just nonsense. Because when they delivered the pallet to the first time, that was the thing. It was like, what do you mean it's coming out of the States? And I was like, am I going to get dinged for this? But I don't think it came DHL. I can't remember now. Robbie Mack, the way I was told back when I got my pallet 2 is that they have 2 main distribution places for logistics reasons, one in the States and one in Europe. And it just makes it easier.
It makes more sense realistically. Like the market is bigger in the States.
Yeah, it's not worth having like their offices in downtown Toronto on about like the 10th floor of some building. There's nowhere like they couldn't do like they shipped me the replay like some spare parts, couplings and grommets and that. And that I ordered the same day. Those came earlier. I was all excited that day till I found out it wasn't the parts I wanted. But they just don't have the space where they are to be doing distribution too. And if they did it somewhere else, that'd be just another, you know, I mean, how many do you think they probably sell in Canada?
Oh, they sell enough, but they sell
less
more.
than a tenth of what they sell anywhere else. You know,
right,
it's not
they'll
worth
sell
it.
more in the States.
So if they were in an industrial unit like, you know, like 3D Printing Canada or like Digit Makers and those guys are, it'd be fine. You know, they could just have pallets of them and ship them out the back door.
What would be interesting though is I kind of get what Ronnie Mac's saying is I wonder why they don't also just use like 3D Printing Canada or something as their go-between. So 3D PC is the warehouse and ships for them. It's just then you have to have probably billing of logistics and everything. And
well, but that's the other thing. Like they've only recently started carrying these too, like in the last 3 or 4 months, right?
Yeah,
that may be. And if I knew that you could get stuff from them in a timely manner when new stuff came out, that would be okay. But little did I know, I could have ordered mine through Australia and had it and probably have it before I get my one that would ship from the States.
I gotta go to 3D Printing Canada at some point. I need the 1100 mil PTFE, and it's $20. I'm sure I could make up a cart to get to 100, but I don't want to spend $100.
See, that's like for me, it's a lunch trip, but only if I'm at work.
Right.
And it was the Black Friday sale, so I probably could have just sent him a note and said, "Hey, here's my order. I'll pick it up next week," you know, and he probably would have done it, but you know, because I would have paid it up front and said, "Here, just don't ship it. Save yourself the free shipping and I'll come pick it up." But when it's free shipping, it's like, okay. Because I know if I go there, I'm going to buy more stuff I don't really need.
Right.
I got a bunch of it now. I didn't really need any of the stuff I bought that day.
I was looking, I need some more nozzles, and I was looking on their site. They have some titanium ones. And I was like, what is a titanium nozzle? Like I've seen the stainless ones, and I've seen the hardened steel, but there were some titanium ones.
I've got a Nozzle X that I bought at Merv.
And which printer is it on? Because if it's not on, I'm going to hit you.
I only found it after Earth, so it's not that bad because I lost it until then. It was in the box with all the stuff from Earth that I couldn't find, including my gloop. So
yeah, so it's a V6 style titanium nozzle for $6.
oh yeah, I'd buy those. See, that's why I shouldn't go there.
Right? Like, is it like because the titanium should be like indestructible,
Yeah.
but then there's like an E3D stainless 0.6 for $2.99. Like, I need that.
What's the new Slice Engineering one? The Kickstarter.
It's a new style. It's called Copperhead.
Yeah.
It still uses the same nozzle and everything. That's fine. It's just it's a different style heat break, heat sink, and heater cartridge set, like heater core kind of thing.
I'm not quite sure how these companies keep going back to Kickstarter, but it's working.
I don't like it.
I'm okay. I'm glad because I'm okay with it because these are companies that I know are just small companies and they don't really have the big backing to
But
fund
it's
all
not
that.
a backing thing. If you like, as a business, if you're going to expand, you need to do that. If the R&D is already completed on this, that's part of like, even like big companies don't, they just charge a little different for their product, right? They're not doing a Kickstarter to then to earn the money to do it. And I don't know, it's just within your first year, okay, fine. But after that, I don't understand this multiple, oh, we're back to Kickstarter, because you're not a Kickstarter. You're a company.
No, they're kickstarting a new, and I don't know how their business is set up. If those are separate business divisions, like each product is a separate division, then okay, that's kind of different, I guess. But
yeah, like you think around the system.
You'd think if they were trying to, if their business plan, if they have one, assume they do, and they've gone to somebody for money at some point, that they had a business plan.
Well, I think,
but it's in a lot of ways it's not.
They do owe any money to anybody, and that's one of the things some of these companies want to maintain is not having any owed debtage. But at the same time, that's kind of part of it. That's business.
It's almost like a new business model for small time manufacturing. I mean, it's not a whole lot different than, as much as I'm a Prusa fanboy and I like his stuff and I like the way he does business and the way he gives back to the community and all that. But he kind of does the same thing, like I gave him $400 or $500 for a mini that I'm not going to get for 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, that's a little bit different though, because that was being sold as a pre-order, not a.
Yeah, but he still hasn't made them yet. It's not like like he's just behind on building them. He hasn't, like, at the time I ordered it, he hadn't made any yet. He hadn't sold one.
The beta units.
It's not like he ran out and I ordered because he's going to make some more in the next couple of months.
Right. Like, it's a different way of doing it, but at the same time, is if they didn't do that, and even if they made them, they would still be on the hook to make 5,000 units.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think it helps build the hype, which is why they do it that way.
Yeah.
This other way is not to build the hype, but more to build the money to have it available.
Right.
And I don't think that's a viable system long term.
No, it's kind of the same. Like, he bankrolls his manufacturing on pre-orders. Kickstarter isn't for these guys isn't whole like, I don't expect Slice to fail and not make their goal.
No, but
I'd be shocked if they didn't, especially when we know somebody that was down there filming video this week that'll help them get there.
3D Gloop just did. They
which?
put out a Kickstarter.
Yes.
People buy, and it didn't go through because they couldn't get enough backing, because they couldn't sell to international market.
Yeah, that was, I have an American box, so I was still okay. But and that's kind of,
So that's where I don't agree with it, is like.
And their goal was pretty big too, I believe, wasn't it?
Well, their goal was to, like, they had the prototype, but they needed the manufacturing.
Yeah.
So pre-orders, you could like, I don't know. I think it'd be better to phrase it as a pre-order, and you can always cancel pre-orders because production didn't go through.
Okay, think of this part of it though. If you're a small company, we're going to use Slice as the example, not picking on them or anything else. Don't yell at me later. But if they go there and say, if they were to say, okay, we're going to start a new product, we want to take pre-orders, we're going to ship in about 3 to 4 months, give us your $100, $200, whatever it is up front. They have to do all the accounting, all the paperwork, do all the merchant fees, all the bullshit, all the returns, all the cancellations, bad cards, good cards, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole department of people they don't have. If they can do it through Kickstarter and get all that shit for free for a low fee, I'm sure Kickstarter takes a cut on their end.
Well, that's the thing, right? They
don't have to have a whole business accounting, mailing, distribution system for that.
You're missing the big part of this one thing. Is Kickstarter. It's a platform. I'm not saying Slice in particular. I'm saying
no.
Companies going back to it for a second time, period, regardless of the industry, is wrong. You are not a Kickstarter. You started, you're going.
Yeah.
If you don't have the capitals to succeed with your current venture, you can't go there and say, hey, kickstart us into a business more. Like, you just run out of money and you run out of production and you go to business. But if they put it up as a pre-order, it's the exact same idea.
Yeah.
Right? But you're not kickstarting the company or kickstarting it. You're just pre-ordering a product.
Yeah, they're kickstarting a new product. I know Kickstarter. It's too bad that it's called Kickstarter, not .com, because it has the phrase Kickstarter has a different meaning today than the way it's being used. They're not kickstarting companies; they're kickstarting new products in a way.
But Kickstarter is designed for kickstarting new companies.
But then why does Kickstarter.com let them do it? Because they make money.
That's right.
And
they don't
face
care.
it, if you're Kickstarter.com and you're looking at 2 potential companies or groups that are trying to start something new, you're going to get your money back on the guy that's already made a good product and has a loyal following. And
that's the thing too. Right? I mean, I wonder if you're going to.
They know that they're going to get their 1%, 2%, whatever the hell they get. That's a sure thing to them. So they're going to take that in a second. Where you think you and I starting a company making printers, they're not going to want to do ours.
Yeah, but if they do all
Kickstarter, they do the same amount of work, whether like Kickstarter.com does the same amount of work generally if a project goes or doesn't make it. They still got to do all the processing, pay all the bank fees and crap to accept all our credit cards and keep all that shit in a database and keep it secure and everything else. And then if it fails, they just refund all those, push the button and refund them all. And if not, they push the button and it processes it and they give it to company A or B.
Are you more likely to do a Kickstarter or a pre-order?
It depends who the company is.
Well, if
Slice would have called this just a buy it in advance, I probably would have done it the same. I don't own any of their products. I've not bought them at 2 shows now and talked myself out of it. And my plan was to buy something from them at Murph.
Right.
I think by then I should be in a place where I can decide where to put it. As it looks, this will ship around Murph anyways.
Yeah. So that's the thing is,
so I'm on the list.
I feel I'd be more inclined to do a pre-order than a Kickstarter.
The only good thing about, like as Robbie Max kind of said here, if you do a pre-order, company A, existing company, has your money, and hopefully they haven't bought a house with it, but they've got your money. And if they decide, like, let's say they're not going to do that product, or something comes up, a lawsuit or something, they have to change, a big name change, but whatever. But something happens and they can't do it. Then they've got to give all that money back.
But
it's easier for them if Kickstarter does it.
Because even with Kickstarter, there have been companies that have taken the money, said this printer's coming, and it never comes, and the money never goes.
Who was the one up here that did that? They bought a house.
Yeah, well, there's a few that have done it like in different
Who's
ones, and
the
it's like
in the 3D printing world? Who was it? Somebody will remember. I want to say it's like Buccaneer or something, Pirate something. Wasn't Pirate. That would be too obvious. Wasn't Tico, was it?
I know the Tico one was another one that was like a
Was it Tico that did it?
Kickstarter beta thing, sent out like 10 units and then just went tits up. Like,
because yeah, somebody was doing their records and looked and found out that the one partner had bought a house.
yeah, like, and also then you get this thing where like Snapmaker claim to fame is, you know, fully funded on Kickstarter in 2 days. Well, why? Like, why did it have to go to Kickstarter? Could you not just, if it's got that much popularity and power, just either sell the thing or do pre-orders? Fine. I'm not against pre-orders. I
No.
understand you're going to pre-order an item, it doesn't exist. Like, there are people who have put down pre-order deposits on the Tesla truck that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm not ordering one of those, even though I don't think they're badly priced for what they are, but they're a version 1.
The thing is that I've mentioned to a few people now is, when have you ever seen a new car released, a concept car, and that's the final production model?
Yeah.
And the concept car, like Detroit Auto Show, is full of concept cars, right? And
Yep.
half of them are all these futuristic bubble dome, and the grill stays, and the wind and the mirror accent stays. The rest changes.
Yep.
This is
Hey,
going to
Matt.
change.
Hey, Matt, thanks for stopping in. No, it wasn't a requirement. He actually went and got changed and came back on screen.
That's Mike's a
And
lying.
I didn't make him do it.
He sent me threatening messages.
Yeah, I did. Okay, busted.
Made me do it.
At least he had one. Not everybody. Actually, probably everybody, almost everybody that was on earlier. Most of them did. More than half have one. I had somebody call me, I think Sam or Steve or something in a chat earlier tonight. It's like, oh well, I don't care. I don't know who they are. I get names wrong all the time, right, George?
Yeah. Oh man, that's looking good. Just looking at all the prints. This copper is crazy colored though. Like, it's just.
How are you? What are you gonna do when you run out and you have to go back to like blue and brown and black?
I'll just get more.
It's not cheap.
Not that bad, actually.
Isn't like $35 a roll?
Yeah, at the time when I looked, but I saw it like $30 a roll. Is your usual price?
Because when you showed the picture, I looked at it and I was like, I don't need more rolls of stuff I'm not going to use for 6 months.
Like, but
now that I hear that there's a shortage coming, maybe I'll change that story.
Even the support tower is a beautiful color, and it's like, I don't know, it's crazy silky smooth. I don't. Maybe it's the printer, maybe it's the filament, maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know, but
butter.
It's just crazy good.
That's the only time. Like, normally, I don't worry about support material. I don't care about the purge blocks. That's the cost of doing business to me. If I want a print that's going to be more likely to be successful, that's part of the risk reward to me. That's what I have to pay. That's fine. But when it's a pretty filament and I have to throw it out, then it kind of bugs me more. I look at it and go, really? Couldn't I have used another color of crappier filament?
Yeah. So their silk gold is $29.99. That's $30 a kilo. And see, for me, I love that price because that's $30 to my door within 2 days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't have to buy $100 worth of filament. I can buy one.
Yep.
So once or like every 2 weeks or every week, I buy a roll of filament, and I just, you know.
I used to buy AMZ 3D stuff. Like, that was my stock go-to for everything for probably better part of 2 years until, you know, Amazon started carrying other stuff, and, you know, 3D PC came along, and
If I had the
Where I
store,
can just go in and
close by
buy like
where I could
8
just go
rolls
in
at a
and do
time.
it, that'd be different. If I could just go to the store and buy it, that'd be different.
Yeah.
But
Since
I don't
they
know.
opened up, that changed the way I buy stuff a lot. Like I bought more stuff there probably, or at least equally as much as online since then. Just because I can go there, look at it, see what color it really is, and
Yeah,
you know.
I love AMZ 3D. I've never been disappointed with the color. The color that's on the spool is what's coming, and they must have switched production setups because now the windings are like perfect.
They didn't used to be in the beginning.
No, they were.
But
Even some of their pictures.
I don't think I've ever had a cross-threaded spool yet, because watching the way they roll, they make filament. I don't understand how that happens unless it springs loose and they just tighten it up.
The only way it can happen is if the line stops for some reason, a loop pops off, and then they keep going.
Like I see, and it doesn't seem to happen. You don't see many pictures of it too often anymore.
Okay, so I will literally, because it sits up there, some of it, the first like foot, because it was in the went through the extruder, is work hardened and it gets brittle.
Yep.
And that's the part that usually causes everyone is like, oh, it's the thing. It's because it runs through the Bowden tube gears and then breaks later on. So I break off a few pieces of it. But there are spools up here, I guarantee you, where it's not actually linked through the hole anymore, is broken off and is just hanging down because I put one in next to it or something. And I can grab that spool and I can grab that tail and I can feed it into the printer and it'll be fine. It's on crappy wound spools where if you let go, it's...
Yeah. Night, Matt. Sorry if you're already gone by the time I noticed that. Sorry.
Oh, what else?
We're going to call it a night, folks. Coming up on 11. Thanks a lot, everybody, for hanging out. Thanks, Jordan, for jumping in and being another part of the voice here. It's nice to have somebody to listen to.
It's nice to talk back to somebody than just talking to a screen, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. I'm getting, I shouldn't say it, but
it's weird. No matter how long you do it, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's been hard to get used to keeping track of all the stuff in StreamYard, and I wish they'd do a couple more things to help with that. I wish they'd make it so that when I do things like that they time out after a minute, like let me put a default minute or 2 minute on it, and then it goes away on its own, because I tend to put those up and then forget altogether.
Yeah, like it should have like a 10, 30, 60.
Yeah, it's been suggested. Do you go to their Sunday night things?
No.
Their town hall things?
Usually I do it like Alien After Dark on Sunday nights.
I throw my stock 1080p. Twitch was one of my requests. I'm glad they finally went to Twitch, because I like Twitch and I'd like to, have at least an equal footing there at some point, or at least a partial thing there. Some people won't use YouTube for political reasons because of Google, and we don't know where things are going to shake out next year, so we'll see how that goes. But I'd like to have 2 fires with irons in them just in case. 1080p is the big one for me. I want to do some like ZBrush, not tutorials, but just like sculpt alongs and stuff. And you can't read the menus on the screen on 720. It's just too small. Can't. There's too many menus there. You can't say, oh yeah, it's over here, and they have to count to the, like, I've watched people do that and it's really frustrating.
Right.
You have to count over to the third one and hope they haven't rearranged the menus off the defaults, and it's just not worth it. Until they get 1080p full screen working, I can't do that part of what I want to do, but I got lots to keep me busy, but that was part of my alternate plan to this stuff, was to be able to do some of that and do some of the fun stuff we used to do when Garrett and even Tessa, Sparky Face 5, they used to do sculpt alongs. We were all learning at the same time, so we'd all just jump on, and one of them would be hosting, and you didn't have multiple people back then like this. But it was great. You could learn a lot and just hang out and have a good time, and make some weird looking character. And I haven't used it a whole lot since they quit doing it.
I use it for a lot of the social, like just chatting, hanging out.
Yep. Yep. No, it's good.
All right. Well.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thanks for fixing things.
All right. I'm going to play my outro thing just because I scaled it up. So let's see if it works.
Ooh, outro.
And we'll see you again next time. Have a good weekend, everybody. Even though I know it's only Thursday.